They were delighted. I mean, Bach would have been thrilled because his music sounds much better on the piano than a harpsichord. Oh,
Yes.
oh yes. I mean, you just hear this famous. Changes of key there. And you imagine on a harpsichord, it's the, you know, it's all plunky plonky, isn't it? It doesn't have that. It's a lovely piece. It's gorgeous. I mean, and it's simplicity itself, but because he knew exactly where to go. I see trees of green, red roses too. I see them bloom for me and you, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. I see skies of blue and clouds of white, the bright blessed day, the dark sacred night, and I think to myself, like My Way. That was originally a French song. I've heard it in French. It's nowhere near as nice as the English version. I like Those Were the Days, My Friend. Do you know those? Those were the days, my friend. That's originally a Russian folk song.
Really?
Yeah, or a Ukrainian, actually. It's Ukrainian, then it was Russian. Yeah, but I've sung the Russian version, and it's nowhere near as interesting as the English version. The Russian version doesn't have such lovely lyrics. Yeah, it's interesting. Yeah, so they improve them sometimes. The record shows I took the blows and did it my way. And more, much more than this, I did it my way. I happen to like that song very much. There's some people absolutely hate that song. They can't bear it. I think it's a terrific song.
sometimes a composer writes, you know, really popular piece, and snobbish people think, well, that can't be one of his best pieces because everybody likes it. But this is actually not entirely true, you know, because everybody likes it. It's because it's so well and cleverly written and so effectively written. It's very, very hard to write effectively for the piano. It's the easiest thing to write impossible music. There are a lot of composers who wrote for the piano. I could name a few. Even Tchaikovsky wrote badly for the piano. They were orchestral composers. They didn't think pianistically, but sometimes a certain piece would come out and it'd sound great and you'd plow through it, but it wasn't pianistically written. Whereas Grieg wrote for the piano, Chopin wrote for the piano, Rachmaninoff wrote for the piano. They really wrote very well. Once you practice these pieces, they're very rewarding to play. And but the very first minimalist was Bach. He was the very first jazz musician, he was the very first classicist, and he was the very first romantic, because he incorporated every style. That's why he's such a genius. And this piece I'm going to play is a prelude in C minor, and it is actually a minimalist piece, because it's got repeated patterns, but the way he does it, it's real musicianship and real drama, if I can only play it. But what people don't understand in the classical musical world, and also the popular music, is that tunes are the very sustenance of music. Music without melody is not music. Without a melody, there's no piece that ever lasts. Even the great classical pieces, they all have melodies. Yeah, all the great symphonies have wonderful melodies that the composer develops, but they all have great themes, they all have great moments. But if music doesn't have any melodic content, however atmospheric, however experimental, it is worthless. Thank you very much. This is my gin.